The very first Christmas from long, long ago shows a scene in a stable. I think we all know this story from old, where we always begin with Mary and Joseph, no room at the inn, and there in the shelter, safe from all danger, Jesus, God's Son, is asleep in a manger, while outside the sky is alight with God's glory. Come listen to me, and I'll tell you a story. High above in the rafters on this starry night, an owl ever watchful looked down on the sight. He focused his gaze, and then he could see, why, this Saviour, he said, is not needed by me. I'm proud of my deeds. I try to be good. I always help others and do what I should. Looking down on the Christ child asleep in the hay, he blinked and he shrugged, and he flew far away. Yes, all seemed quite calm and all seemed quite bright, but it wasn't really a still, silent night. For in scampered a squirrel, his mind in a tizzy. He was always so active and frightfully busy. He glanced at the child and he started to chatter. Babies are nice, but this child doesn't matter. This story's all nonsense. I'm not going to worry. So he scoffed at God's Son and went off in a hurry. Now the owl had long gone and the squirrel had fled, when a curious field mouse then entered the shed. He crept in so quietly, keeping aloof, aware of the happenings under the roof. I've heard the good news that the shepherds were told and already made known through the prophets of old. I can hardly believe it. How can this be? That Jesus, God's Son, came to earth to save me. He fixed his wide eyes on the sleeping child's face and humbly knelt down at the sight of God's grace. The stable grew silent in the glow of soft light, and the field mouse stayed close and watched through the night. Now this was a story, as I've previously said, of an owl and a squirrel and a mouse in a shed. But the babe in the manger was real long ago. It says in the Bible, for God loved the world so. Some look on this scene and may think it quite odd that the child in the manger is the fullness of God. But this child was God's promise, his plan of salvation, good news of forgiveness for each tribe, tongue, and nation. For all those who trust and believe in his name, there's life everlasting. That's why Jesus came. This Christmas consider and think it all through. The mouse, the owl, or the squirrel? Which one are you?